on my YouTube channel Ojha's Education Factory, and today I will talk about uh, uh, regarding United Nations, and it's short we can say UN. Before going into this topic, I would like to tell you regarding myself. My name is Pradeep Kumar Ojha, and completed my MTech from SGS ITS Indore, and I have qualified GATE exam multiple times, and before this exams I have worked as an engineer in force motor, and with this I have also uh, given my services as an assistant professor in engineering college in Indore itself, and currently I am pursuing I'm preparing for UPSC CSE. So this is a bit information regarding me. So now let's get into the this topic. So first of all, uh, we will uh, talk about the introduction of United Nations. Here you can see. So it is an international organization established in 2026 June 1945, and its headquarters in New York City, USA, and its Secretary General Antonio Guterres, as you can see his picture in right side. Initially, 55 or 50 member countries joined this group, but at present there are 193 member countries and two observer countries are there in the United Nations. Okay, so next, now now we must understand the motto of United Nations. Actually, what is the objective of this United Nations? Why this big organization has been established? So let's discuss about it. To maintain international peace and security. Actually, the very big and important motto of the United Nations is to maintain international peace and security. Means any corner of the uh, any corner of this earth, if there is peace has been disturbed between two countries or more, then this peace will be established again by the United Nations. Similarly, if some country has some threat by the another country and the country is quite big to fight with another country, then United Nations will come forward to provide the security of that poor country. Okay, so now next point, to develop friendly relationship among member countries. Apart from this, as we have discussed, there are 193 members in this country. So United Nation will give his service to come all the countries together and to make patch up between them, right? So they will coordinate with as a friends. Okay, and third one, to achieve international cooperation, means we can say that if someone is very poor, someone is very weak, then being a human, one another person will come forward to help him out. In same manner, if we talk about worldwide, if one country is quite big, poor by economy, by health, by education, then some other country will come forward to help him out, help them this country out, and be a center of harmonizing the action of nations. Here we can understand what does the mean of harmonizing the actions of nation. Means suppose any country doing some work or making some actions, if that action is not harmful to the another country, to the neighbor country, so the actions of any country should be like that, that this action will not harm to the another country. That's why we can say here harmonizing the action of nations, right? Next point. Now, again, we must understand about the structure of United Nations. Actually, how many structures are there in this United Nations, right? So, very first of all, let's talk about General Assembly of United Nations, right? So, in this General Assembly, there are 193 member nations which represents the General Assembly. Okay, each year in September month, all members meet in General Assembly Hall in New York. Means that 193 member nations every month of September come on the Hall of New York and they sit together And General Assembly each year elect a general assembly president for 1 year, and every year in this meeting the all 193 member will decide and fetch out a person who is capable to handle to maintain this assembly, is known as general assembly president, and the term of this president is 1 year, right? Next, now again, Security Council of United Nations. We have discussed General Assembly, now Security Council of United Nations. So Security Council has primarily responsibility of UN Charter. Means we have discussed the United Nations of General Assembly and United Nations of Security Council. So the UN Charter means this charter is a document in which some rules and regulation has been written. Okay, that rules and regulation has to be implemented on all the 193 country members. Okay, if these country has to work according to this charter, and this charter is in the hand of Security Council, and apart from this, security also maintain peace and security. Now, UNSC, that means United Nations of Security Council, has 15 members. In this security, only 15 members. But when we talk about United Nations of General Assembly, it has 193 members. So in 15 members, 5 members are permanent and 10 members are non-permanent. Okay. So in 5 permanent member, we can cite their name: the USA, United States of America, its capital in Washington DC, and the UK, United Kingdom, and its capital in London, and Russia, its capital in Moscow, and France, its capital, Paris, and China, its capital in Beijing. My dear friends, apart from their capital, also I would like to tell you one more things. These all five member countries also has veto power. Veto power means if United Nation, if some country is doing something bad act, and in five these countries, if one country want to make some bad action, want to do something bad to that country, if any country forward to apply that action, then action should not be applied on that country. So veto means if any country is not consent is not concerned with the decision, then that decision cannot be implemented to the others. So this is a veto power. Veto simply means I forward. Okay. So next, and some other group in this also, in this United Nations, the International Court of Justice. Okay, the International Court of Justice, its headquarter in Netherlands, Hague in Netherlands, that is in Europe continent. Okay, so my dear friends, as we know that each and every country has a court. Okay, that court has been established to resolve the dispute between the citizens. In the same manner, if worldwide those worldwide the countries are there, if that country fight to each other, if any dispute between them, so that dispute is go to the United Nation, and in that United Nation there is an International Court of Justice. That court will provide the justice to the disputed countries. Okay, in same manner, secretariat, so this is a organization in the United Nations, and this secretariat, the Secretary General is a chief of administration and 10 thousands of other members. In Secretariat department, a one person is a chief. This is known as Secretary General, and I have mentioned earlier the name of Secretary General is Antonio Guterres. Okay, then Secretary General is appointed by the General Assembly on the recommendation of UNSC for 5 years, and we must focus on the uh, Secretary General. This Secretary General is appointed by the General Assembly, but who should be appointed? Which person is capable to be a General Secretary? That decision is taken by the UNSC, and the Secretary General, the tenure of Secretary General is 5 years. Okay, and some another group of this United Nations that are forum for multilateral negotiations. Here we can understand multilateral means more than one issues that can be resolved in in the one platform that is known as United Nations. Okay, in same manner, Economic and Social Council. In this group, 54 members are there, and these 54 members will work to fetch the financial assistance to the United Nations. If any social disturbance is there in any country, that country will provide the social harmony between the countries. Okay, and same trusteeship council also. This is international supervision. This institution in the United Nations just like work as a watchdog that supervise the member countries. Now we must talk about the function of United Nations of General Assembly. What is done by the General Assembly? So consider and make recommendations on general principle of cooperation for maintaining international peace and security, including disarmament. So here, by this point, we can fetch some conclusion that this General Assembly, the 193 member sit together and they debate to each other and find the solution for peace, security, and disarmament also. If one country using the army illegally army in front of another country, so the 93 member of the General Assembly will will make recommendations to the United Nations of Security Council. And same, discuss any question relating to the international peace and security. In same point here, the questions which arise, question they can relate, or the question they can arise with respect to the peace and security, how peace and security can be maintained. So this work is also be done. Initiate studies and make recommendation to promote international political cooperation, the development and codification of the international law, the realization of human rights. Means here again we can say that how the cooperation can be achieved between the 193 members, and if any rules is not working properly or not fit at the present scenario, so the 193 member of General Assembly will try to rectify a new code for the international law. That law will work according to the present situation. Okay, so realization of human rights. Apart from this, if human rights worldwide is being violated, so this member will come forward to provide the human rights and fundamental freedoms and international collaboration in economic, social, humanitarian. Again, the fundamental rights of the citizen worldwide is achieved here, and economic problems is also solved, social and humanitarians. If any country the person is not leading their life happily, their fundamental rights is being violated by another country or the government of that country, then United Nations will come forward to provide the fundamental freedoms, fundamental rights of that particular citizens. Cultural, education, health, these all support, these primary support, primary needs of any citizen of any country must be gained by the citizen. So if any member citizen of any country is facing the consequence of these primary factors, then United Nations will help out them. And consider and approve the United Nations budget. Whatever expenditure is to be done for every year, that expenditure is gained or collect by this United Nations of General Assembly. Now we will talk about function of United Nations of Security Council. So before understand these point, one thing we should clear, and we should understand clearly that United Nations of General Assembly can make recommendation only, but when it comes to the implement of that rules and decision, that work in one hand, that is Security Council. So take military action against an aggressor. Suppose the five permanent member that I have mentioned in a previous slide, if any country fight with the neighboring country that is against the Charter of United Nations, in spite of explaining them, in spite of being saying not to do so, if that country is not hold their action, then United Nations will come and send the military to help that country against the aggressor. Okay, and to recommend admission of new member country, if we found worldwide a country which has need to attach with the United Nations, then UN Security Council will check out the parameters. If these parameters fit in the United Charter, then that country will be allowed to join the United Nations. And again, to call on member to apply economic sanction on aggression. Okay, if any country has done a bad work, had done a worst against the worldwide, against the humanitarian, then United Nations of Security Council will say to the permanent member to apply the economic sanctions. The recently example we can cite here, the America has made the economic sanction on Russia because Russia has invaded to the Ukraine. To recommend to the General Assembly the appointment of Secretary General and together with the General Assembly to elect the judges, the International Court of Justice. And one more important point is here also. Uh, General Assembly make the recommendations to elect the Secretary General by the General Assembly, and apart from this, the judges also be appointed for the International Court of Justice to solve the disputes, and this recommendation done by the Security Council to the General Assembly. So judges also appointed by the General Assembly on the recommendation of Security Council. Now next point. Now let's take a bit uh, information regarding India and United Nations. What is the current situation between India and United Nations? So India is founding member of United Nations. Here, founding member means after World War II, there is a need to establish an organization which can collect, which can arrange, which can come together all the countries to maintain the peace and harmony between the member countries. So this United Nations has been established. That time India has extended his hand to help the United Nations, and that time the date was 26 June 1945. India is at present is non-permanent member of United Nations, but worldwide this talk has this talk or this ambition has been spread worldwide that India must be a permanent member of United Nations. We can see in forthcoming time India may be the permanent member of United Nations, or the list of 5 permanent member can be extended further. And who is representing the India's position in the United Nations? So the person is sit in the United Nations as a president from India. That person is named as Mr. Murthy, and basically he is an IES officer, Indian Foreign Service officer. So at present he is giving his service for the India. Thank you very much. Please, if you like my videos, my lecture, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you.